Hello, trading has closed on December 26th, 2023. We'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make some predictions. It's my trading plan for Wednesday, December 27, 2023. All trades should be made at your own risk, because I can be wrong. Also, I have personal business in the middle of the day tomorrow. There's a good chance I won't be risking any of my money on anything I say today. We look for the pattern with the early low. That's this. Tomorrow should have the early high. We had a number of reasons saying we should drop, but it might be delayed. Here's what we said. I said nothing stopped the drop from starting now. But this week is almost always a positive week, so it could be delayed. We gapped up smartly, according to the rules. That kills the idea for a drop before the open. We hit a target 47.66.72. I thought it didn't have to print because everything was negative, but once we gapped up, that printed. We also crossed a target off the list, 47.76.80, from earlier last week, and that completes all the higher MEJT targets. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We got an ultimate sell signal in the morning. That's enough to satisfy it, but that's the bare minimum. Almost always you're going to get more than this pretty soon, but it's not a requirement. We've already gotten the minimum. We'll just say very often you're going to undercut this low tomorrow, but if it doesn't, it's not a requirement. We did get a signal from MEJT in the afternoon. It was a buy, and that certainly worked, and that's played out. On the daily chart, today is number 12 of a DeMark sequential sell signal. We already have bar 13 of a combo sell. Bar 13 of a sequential would be in alignment with the combo. When these things come in alignment, they tend to be good signals, although for tops, I'm not as impressed with them as I am when they call bottoms. And bar 13 could close early, so unless we collapse at tomorrow's open, we'll be in number 13, and that gives a sell signal, but it identifies an overextended area. Not necessarily the high price, just the area of a high price. His stops are based on closing prices, not intraday prices. And again, overextended moves don't have to be resolved by dropping. They can be resolved by piddling around and doing nothing. Here's the weekly DeMark chart. We're in bar number 9 now of setup, and usually after 9 you get a pullback of some kind, but again, that's what happens usually. It's not a requirement. You don't have to play with the count too much to come up with a ABC with an expanded flat count, but just because this works doesn't mean some other count won't. Well, we're still, I think, in the rising wedge. Still have overextended RSI. These just aren't precise indicators. They don't mean you have to drop tomorrow. But these are signs of an impending high. Again, because of the time of the year, it wouldn't break any rules if it didn't happen tomorrow and waited until first week in January, or even later than that. Just all signs of caution. So tomorrow's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. Technical indicators are compatible with a significant drop beginning any time now, but this week historically isn't when you look for big drops. It's a bullish week, so any decline here could be delayed. I don't have a clear signal specifically for tomorrow. Usually when I don't, we close a little change, but I'm not going to call it. Seems poised to be bar 13 of a DeMark sequential cell signal in alignment with the combo cell. These indicate overextended areas. They don't have to lead to an immediate response. So this isn't the time to mortgage the house and buy all kinds of stocks. I think we certainly could go even a little bit higher than this before the year's out. This is a time when people are reluctant to sell stocks because it interferes with their tax planning. But it shouldn't be too much longer until we start to drop here, even if too much longer means next year. No call specifically for tomorrow, but it's a very toppy pattern to me. It's the pattern with the early high, and that's today's call.